So, welcome everyone to Brisbane Power Apps and Power Automate User Group. 10th of September it is. Just sharing the agenda for today, news and events. There are very few updates or news available, so I've got that, and I'll show you a few events upcoming in Brisbane and other states. Today's session is from Olena. She will be talking about generating a starship inspection list with Power Platform, which is very interesting. So I'm looking forward to it. And towards the end, probably you can have Q&A, or if Olena is okay, you can ask in between. She'll be telling you about that more. I would also like to thank the meeting sponsor, Experience Digital. They bore the meetup costs, etc. So thank you for that. Customer voice for feedback management is not available. It is. It has got a few enhancements and is very, very extensive in terms of a feedback management tool. You can now troubleshoot forms in model-driven apps. I have provided a link here. I'll PDF this PowerPoint and upload on the UG website, so you can click on the link. In terms of events, so coming Tuesday, we will have Gold Coast Power Platform and Dynamics 365 user group. And same week, Thursday, we have got Power Platform Happy Hour. 19th of September, we are doing our inaugural event in Singapore. Reza Durrani is speaking in that. 24th of September, we have got Dynamics 365 user group for Brisbane, where Gil is speaking, very popular in the CRM space and click dimension and marketing space. A very good speaker, so we are privileged. 1st of October, Power BI user group. The dates are not published yet, but usually they do first Thursday, so I've just put it in there. With that, I will hand it over to Lena and welcome you to Brisbane Power Apps and Power Automate user group. Thank you so much for accepting the invite. It's a real pleasure to have you here. I would request you to please introduce yourself to the audience, and then you can present or demo. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you guys for having me here, and it's my first time speaking in Brisbane at UG. And my name is Alina. BizApps MVP, and I've been working with BizApps Dynamics 365 for more than 15 years now. And I love Power Platform, and I call myself a Power Platform advocate, and I promote Power Platform in all possible way. I run my own events, and I've got this demo today, which I really want to share with you, and hope you like it. I would really appreciate if you ask questions, or you just raise hand, or just ask if you have questions. I want it to be more interactive. I feel much better talking to people than just talking to walls. So okay, I think I don't know if I can see chat and present at the same time. I may close the chat, and if there are questions, Prashant, you can just let me know, or you just guys talk, because there's not too many people anyways. So
yeah.
Okay, let me just share my desktop.
Sure.
Right. Oh, sorry. Do you, okay.
Yep, we can see your screen.
You can see my presentation screen, right?
Yep.
Okay, great. Let me figure out where to put Prashant in here. I just put it aside. Okay, let me just start. Oh, sorry. Okay. So, as I said, my name is Alina. I work for Technomancy, and we make technologies work like magic. And today's presentation is a little bit of about the document generation and then I was talking to Prashant and asking him what does he want and what would be the interest to present. And he mentioned the document generation is fine. It's still going to be about document generation, but not only about document generation. It's going to be about Power Platform, and this meetup about Power Automate and Power Apps. So will be lots of Power Automate and Power Apps in today's demos. So it happened long time ago in a galaxy far away, far away, and there's basically the three things we are going to talk about today. And we start with the cool tools and how to generate documents with Power Automate, with a whole bunch of new cool features and fields which came to CDS recently. And we're going to talk about more tools, and we will end it with data. So this story is almost a real life story. I don't think I see anything except my screen. Just let me know if you have questions. So this is almost a real-time story, and this is a potential customer. This guy approached us, and he basically straight away said that he knows what he wants, and he wants a Power BI. And as a good consultant, I always ask why, and we started our conversation. And what we discovered that he's got a business, and one part of his business is about generating and selling checklists for the equipment inspections. Java's system, the current system, obviously Excel. Anything you touch which is not a Power Platform will be about Excel. So imagine this is a complex software which does, I cannot tell you what it does, but it basically an engineering complex software. Then you can get the Excel extract from this system and put it in some kind of black hole, which is a .NET application. And you have somewhere document templates, and at the end you get some PDFs, which the checklists which we generate. This is how data flow looks like. Unfortunately, the black hole app doesn't allow to generate and include images in the checklists. That's why they came to us, and they just wanted to generate PDFs with Power BI. Then we told them, oh, wait a minute, maybe you don't quite need Power BI. How about we try something else? And we quickly spin you a proof of concept. So can Power Platform do this? You know, we always say, yeah, Power Platform can do anything. And sometimes, yeah, we always say yes. Then we go and brainstorm, and maybe a couple of sleepless nights. And we don't always know that that something is impossible. That's why all of a sudden it becomes possible, right? So this has happened to us this time, exactly the same. We tried with a proof of concept design. We came up with this kind of thing, and for the potential customer, why? Because it can do images. You want images, we'll do your images. But of course, on the very back of our minds, we knew that Power Platform can do more than just generating images. So we decided to put this a base for everything. And the idea was to use this complex software, do extracts. We thought about using, of course, we thought about using API, but there are no API available as it is. So if it's a little bit bigger customer, that we would probably suggest something like robotics or but in this case, they were happy just to extract data into Excel and that put it in on CDS. So this is how our design looked like for the proof of concept. Okay, what about images? So for the images, again, as I already mentioned, it's ignorance is blessing. So we didn't quite know. We knew that there are no new types of attributes available for the common data services, and we decided to use it in the proof of concept. So there are two new types, and there's a table which shows you a little bit of differences in here, and I will show you in the demo how it's stored, how it looks like in model-driven app. If you have a Dynamics background like I do, you know that previously we didn't have too many options to store files or images, and we had attachments, and we had an integration with SharePoint. So this is a kind of new thing, which surprisingly, it's not that new. It was introduced a year ago, about a year ago, at the big BizApps conference. And it allows us to store files and images in Azure now and save the storage, which is great. So that was the idea. And of course, we haven't tried it before, and it was the first time we were doing it. And as I discovered in the process, I was almost one of 1 to 3 people in Galaxy who was doing this and blogging about this. But I didn't know about this. Thanks God, I didn't know about this. So now I think I will try to show you the demo. Tell me if you have any questions.
I do. How
Okay.
did you go translating Jabba the Hutt's requirements?
Look, I will tell you later. The story is I didn't. So that's probably why he walked away at the end. And I discovered it only while I was preparing this demo. And this is a little bit of confession session. I really wanted to go through my trauma. That's why I'm showing it to you, because at the end, he walked away. And now I woke up at night. 2 days ago, I woke up at night and I was just like, oh my gosh, what am I doing? What am I doing? And yeah, surprisingly, I translated at the end and I know exactly what he needs, but he walked away already. But let's have a look at the demo.
Let's show it. Let's have a look.
Okay, maybe some other questions, maybe during the demo. Do you guys use much of images or files?
I have had requests from that. I've had requests in the past, but nothing recently. It's probably because it used to. I mean, obviously it doesn't now, but it used to chew up data space, etc. as well. And as you mentioned, it wasn't really handy within CRM/CE. So yeah, looking forward to how we can do that better.
Yeah, it's very interesting. Sorry. Yeah. The second question. The second.
No, it's me. I just wanted to say what Ross is saying. It was so hard to use images, so I just always try to avoid it. Still.
Okay, so I will show you a little bit. I don't know what I did with technology. I don't know what I did, but for some reason I only can see my screen. Or maybe you can enlighten me. I will try to move something to somewhere that I can see my presentation and screen at the same time and you the same time. But if you don't really work with images, I started to be overexcited because I can actually show you something you don't know, because I wasn't sure how much you worked with it. And it's a good thing because we now have the storage divided, right? So we have database, we have files and logs separately, and files and images are stored at the file space. They aren't stored in CDS. If I go back to my last slide, and not last, that slide, which is a comparison, it says that only metadata is stored in CDS, but the actual full-size image stored on an Azure Blob. So this is a huge space saving, and we can have multiple files and images per entity, which is great. And I will show all the custom entities. Interrupt me and ask me, because I feel like I don't know what you don't know, okay? Right, where's my anything which I can show you? Okay, let's just go here. So we built this up, okay? So let me just start from the beginning. This is a model-driven app. As you can see, we always start with account. I don't know why, maybe I used to. And there is a hand solo PTYLZ, and we'll just go inside. This image is very, it's not quite showing. I have to refresh it for some reason just to get it working, but it's still cool, it's there. So you can pick up the default image, but we used to have images for account for a long time now. It just, we created the equipment and it didn't really look like this for Jabba, right? Because Jabba has his own business, and we did a proof of concept, very serious for his huge engineering system, and it has some serious documents in there, but I cannot use it. So we will go with Millennium Falcon instead. And so this is equipment, and this is some modules, and I just created it just to make it more visual and show you how I'm gonna generate these various things. Let's just go here to look at the images and files. Okay. Again, see, it's a little bit naughty. It's like 80% awesome, and the rest of it just coming soon. So can you see the image?
Yes, we can. Yep.
Yeah. So I worked for Power Objects, and they used to have a Power Image or something, which was an add-on, which you could use to display images in
Serum.
Dynamics, and now in Serum, and now it's all there. No add-ons, no PCFs. It's just there. I didn't try. Let me just go back to files in a second. This is a
I think we have someone from Power Objects previously might have worked with you in the call.
Who's there? I don't see.
I think they're from Singapore office.
Okay.
Goluk Nang.
Yeah, hi.
Hi. You still work for Power Objects?
I left in January actually. I am associated with Hitachi now.
Okay. Yeah. That's good. So you maybe know, if you know much about Power Objects add-ons, the now images are there. See this file in here. A file is not necessarily image. I use it for image, but it can be anything. It's not very user-friendly if you look at it, and you only can click. It doesn't show it to you, no preview. You just can download, and then you see, and it's on a different screen, so you're probably not going to see it. Tell me if you see it or not. Don't think you can.
Yep.
You can?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Okay. So what else I wanted to tell you? So we are looking at images, we are looking at files. How about we generate something? Okay. So I created a flow, a Power Automate. Do we still call it Power Automate, or do we still call it, I call it flow at work, but I have to call it Power Automate when I speak, or how do you guys call it?
No, I call it a flow, And the platform I call Power Automate, but I'm still
Yes.
creating a flow, so I call a flow.
Yeah, that's true. This is how I see it. See, it says create a flow. It doesn't say create a Power Automate. The Power Automate is
Yeah.
platform. Yeah. So I just run it, and like all my fingers are crossed. Okay. Let me just run it in here. Okay. Okay, it's done. Would I tell you, because it's a first document, I didn't do a good job, and I just stored it in OneDrive. I will go show you document. Let me just refresh it in here. But I did much better job with the second one, so you will like it. Something should say a few seconds ago, this one. Okay, now I have to do all the manipulations because I didn't do a good job. It's a raw document. It's not converted to PDF. I'm just showing you. Okay, so this document is actually a kind of thing just every time people are talking about document generation or doing proof of concept or blogging, it's always some ugly screenshots and some ugly documents. So I thought maybe I should break this rule and create some pretty documents. So for me, it looks very pretty. It actually captures the information. It displays the information about Han Solo company and Millennium Falcon. It gives the description, which takes it from here. Sorry, from this description field. Okay, and let me just go back to it. And it has a picture. Yay! And it also has all the list of modules. Okay, so for me it looks pretty. But which is a good. This is what I created first. Then I added to file because I really want to show you how in Power Automate you can work with file as well. It's very easy. It looks a bit squishy, but it's still it comes from there. And because you want to say something?
So, yeah, I just wanted to ask a question.
Yeah.
How did you get this second image there? Because it was out of the model-driven app. This one.
What do you mean? Oh, sorry, I don't see where you're pointing. This one?
The black and white image.
They both are from CD. The both images are from CDS. One is a file. This is image. This is file. Okay. Let's go back. I will show you everything. Because you're interested, I'm really excited to show. Okay.
Yeah, I am.
Okay, that's good. So this one is this is file. You've seen it. It's it. I can replace it with something. What?
Okay, this is what you clicked when that popped up, and I was thinking that's outside the
No,
model-driven app.
It's just I wanted to show you image and file. You can use both. You can actually you will see in a minute in the flow. It looks very similar, and you basically use the same approach. Okay, so this is I was showing you the end result. Now let's go to templates. Okay, just make it. Yeah.
Just wanted to make a comment there. So it's basically my client's choice whether they want to store like a file or to be able to see the image as well. So it's up to them, but we can always show it in a Word document with the Power Automate flow.
Okay, tell me this scenario. I'm really interested.
No, I'm just saying that because you've got both the options there, that you can look at the picture. Also, you can just store it as a file. But when you generate the Word document, you can actually see both of them. So it's up to the client how they want to use it.
Yeah, but with files, you not just store images, you may store, templates or anything you want to store. And I will show you. I will store the inspection list, which I will generate as a file.
This is great.
Yeah, you have options, and with files, it's much bigger sizes you can do, and it just a little bit of technicality with files. You just have to upload in chunks if it's is too big, and there's some coding involved, and if it's big. But in general, yes, you can use both, and in a document, it displays all nicely. It's only because I squished it, is squished, but you can just do better. And
Understand.
okay,
Thank you.
all right. Thanks for asking questions. It's really cool. Okay, so this is a template. This one is in image. They both are images, actually, of course. They just placeholders. The image file and just kind of image. I need to open it in a desktop to show you, but you've got an idea, right? This is a template. Let's just go to Power Automate. Okay. To Power Automate. Flows. It says flows in here. All right. Those amazing flows. If you guys, again, Dynamics guys, they outside the solution still. Okay. We cannot still run flows on a record and have them solution aware. Okay. And I don't know if we have already ideas we shared with Microsoft to make it better, but they live in the flows area, not inside my pretty nice solution, which is a little bit of a disappointment, right? So let's have a look inside. Oh, they're so successful. Look at this. Used to fail. All right. Right. So on the selection of the record, which is equipment, right? Let's do a little bit of reading. And now it's all the black magic. Tell me how deep you want to go into this. Sometimes I do a good job on naming blocks and sometimes I don't. So we're getting some information for the company, we're getting some information for the equipment. And this is, we use this get file or image content, right? To fetch file or image. And this is how it calls it. Is by entity name and ID and a field name. Okay. So this field is image. So it will retrieve me image. And this one is file. Spot the difference. It's almost identical, right? Ask me questions, it's scary.
I was going to say, isn't that a trick question? They do look the same.
Say again? Yeah, they do look
does.
the same. Yeah. So okay, let's just do a little bit of compose, and compose look exactly the same. So what's the deal with compose? Whoever works with images and dynamics and SharePoint knows there's always a confusion around, especially with Canvas and all AI and everything. It's always a confusion around converting here and to binary to something else, and it's always a conversion. There's a conversion this time as well. So whatever we feed into the doc template, we have to have it in this weird format, right? And whatever we've got as a image content or as a file content, you can see. Hopefully, do you want me to make it bigger, or you see what I'm showing you, right? You just do base 64, and this is what you're gonna feed to. Yeah, I'm just going through the list of modules and getting some information. I will tell you in a second what I'm doing with SharePoint, but let's just leave SharePoint for a while. We use a Microsoft Word connector to write into the template. This connector is a premium connector, so you need to pay. And that's, I think I skipped something, or I think I did. This is interesting, right? Let me just see. This is for modules. it's not quite related to images, but for the repeating, we can do repeating sections. And I was showing you in here, we have those modules in here. Did I lose you guys? Guys, do you get lost already or not? You're good or not? Tell me.
I
It's all
was.
good?
No,
No? You've got lost? Okay.
Yeah.
So let's just forget about modules, okay? Because it's repeating. Okay, so this is images you just you just have to use it this way, okay? That's it.
Okay.
You can just and you just feed it into the image and into the somewhere else. Where was the image and the file? And again, they're identical, and they the format which template understand is also like the all expressions are identical as well. So file or image. That's basically it. I wanted to flag something about the SharePoint. Why was this important to have this SharePoint block, which I thought is advertising or something? Because I think I need to go back to the presentation to show you who tried to generate document templates within Dynamics 365 or Power Platform.
I have the Word templates.
Yeah, the Word templates.
Yeah.
Okay, so we can see now we have Power Automate and we have a Word template. So what's the difference? I have it in a presentation. I wanted to show you one more file, and I will go back to presentation to talk through the difference in between document templates and how you generate it in Power Automate. Okay, so let's just go back to here. And this time we're going to go to inspection list. So what's the inspection list anyways, right? So imagine this Millennium Falcon. It's huge. Let's just have a look at the schema again. That's really big, right? And it has all this compartments and rooms and whatever it is, like the premises inside. And they have some, see, there's some doors and lifts and yeah, some elevators, some stuff to come and check, right? There's some sort of equipment, and the Java's big engineering system has all the information about all the equipment elements which needs to be checked and all the values which are valid, which we need to check. Then we do these checks, perform these checks. We have to compare if this value is, you know, within a range or not. If it's okay or not okay, we need to correct something. So basically, these lists are about this. And they're all paper lists, right? Let's just delete this guy here. There's no magic. There's some items I put for the inspection and just some values. And now I'm gonna go, and here I use file as a document, right? So the field, which is file, I use to store the document. Let's just go run it. Okay, so what I can do here, I can actually filter. I can add some fields which I will be filtering which items I want to include in the document. So if I only want to include mechanical checks, I just tick this thing and run a flow. If I want electrical or both, I can also pick it up. Okay, let me just run the flow. And this time it should appear in here. Oh, sorry. We have to wait for a bit. Like we have to say something like abracadabra, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yay, it's there. Okay, so it got attached. There's a cute icon here. It got attached as a PDF. Okay, let me just download it because there is no good way to view a PDF. So here, all those equipment checks. And this is where I failed, right? Then I decided, then I promised Java that everything is going to be fine. And it was fine just because we had to display this one image on top. But we still cannot do it in a repeating section, unfortunately. We can only have a plain text in there. Okay? You want to ask something?
No, yep, all good.
Yeah, so it was my biggest disappointment, and I don't know what it's going to be at the end, but if you notice, the check type is mechanical. So because I filtered all the items, it only displays the mechanical one, and it's just cool attached it into the cool PDF in here. Let's just have a look at the flow. I'm not gonna. Are you got bored already? Let me just quickly show you this one. Okay. You should love Power Automate. It's amazing, I think.
We do.
You too. So I'm not doing too much of the, I actually have a promises in here, right? This is what magic happens to me because I have this mechanical and electrical, and this is how I filter. I receive these parameters and I just do magic, and I just populate this, and I just create a file and convert it to PDF. And then actually I was so surprised because it actually worked at the first time. It was my first time using this action in Power Automate, and it worked. I didn't do anything with it. It just has a file content in here. I just uploaded it and it just worked. Okay, so that was a real miracle.
Happy days.
Yeah, sometimes you have to spend hours to try to get something working, but it just worked. What surprised me, and maybe if you guys know the answer, because I don't still, how this guy figured out the type on it didn't ask me for some meme type or anything. I just put the content in there and it didn't ask anything else. See, it's just a name, and
It's called a Jedi trick.
yeah, maybe. But you always look, you need to specify. If you work with attachments, you always have to put the some meme types and something. You just file content and magic happens. So happy days, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, how about we go back to the presentation? Okay. And let's just get some summary on, let me just go to the big screen. This is Baby Yoda. I just like Baby Yoda. That's why it's him there. And I tried to think, because I played a lot with document generation to compare to Power Automate, just to think what works better. And we also have lots of talks going on around document generation, and Prashant, you guys should know about this in the MVP community, and about the improvements to the document generation. So, so this is my recap, and it misses some, of course, some, but in general, yeah. For if you use Power Automate, so you can get data from CDS, and you can get from SharePoint. And I got from SharePoint list to display some kind of discounts which I offer this month or something. We had the limitation for the related records, and it was for the document template, and it was related to the performance, because a document was generated and downloaded to local, and it had to be quite quick. We don't have this limitation with Power Automate. And you can use multiple entities and not necessarily related. If you store something in your CDS, for example, as I mentioned, it can be some marketing materials which you just want to touch. You don't want it to you don't want to build the relationship in between your marketing materials and this specific entity. So you just just use it. It doesn't need to be related. You can do pictures almost. You cannot do it in repeating sections, but you can do some pictures. You can use pre-filtering, some sort of pre-filtering, and you actually, this is one of our requirements which we have on our current project. We use MS CRM add-on to generate documents, and one of the reasons sometimes you don't want it to be from UI. If you schedule something, if you schedule document generation and debug, you don't need someone to click your button, right? So it allows you to do other things. No client downloads. You can generate your document attached to the record, and you can save it in SharePoint, and can use in automations and be scheduled. Right. There's some still missing. There's still gaps, and it's around splitting, merging files. If you want to merge something, you cannot do it still with a standard connector. So you have to use the third parties. I mean, no more, but so okay. How about I exit and talk to you, and you ask me some questions. Just talk to me. Do you have any questions? Hey, Andrew. Do you have any questions? Andrew talked to Jabba, and he knows what
I know too much. I need to be. I can be. I know too much how to write because I know Java is.
I was actually worried that Jabba will come to the meetup, and he will recognize himself. But Andrew said that Jabba doesn't go to meetups. So
Michael has got a question.
Hey, Michael, ask your question. Oh, can I unmute Michael?
Yeah.
Oh, he can unmute himself, right?
Sorry, Lena. Have you tried the Parrot? Have you tried the document conversion in Parrot portal?
Conversion
on the document creation, the word flow.
I thought about it because Andrew mentioned it, and I will show you a bit of portal in a couple of minutes. And no, the answer is I didn't try it with the flow. I know how I would do this, and you tell me if you did it differently. I can tell you what I would do. I would just it depends on if you want to display this document on a portal after, and it can be a little bit complicated, but still you can ask me tell me what's not working.
So I haven't tried. I'm just curious.
Okay, so we still don't have for the portal, right? Portal is my my area, and we do lots of portals. And for my current client, which is Brisbane based, and so we currently use SharePoint links to the portal, and I would use just a workflow button to trigger. Yeah, it's crazy to trigger flow, to update the record, to trigger flow, just because I don't like using workflows anymore. And then it depends on what you want to do with it. You can attach it back to the record, and then tell your user to wait for a bit and display it on the next page. I think it's going to work, but I need to try it and do some cool blog article about this.
That'd be great.
Okay. Now, I haven't tried images on the portal yet. I realized that I did a portal bit for the demo. I realized that I haven't tried images on the portal yet, so I'm not going to tell you yet, but I definitely am going to try. Do you guys have more questions? No questions? Okay. If no questions, let me just go back to my presentation whenever it is, and tell you more about. I have many presentations as I realized. So, Of course, we didn't look. We ambitious guys. We didn't want to stop on the document generation because look, documents are papers, right? And the papers, they just papers. You can burn it. You cannot do much. You can't just feed it back to OCR or something to extract some information. But the papers in general are bad, right? We can use it for some kind of just to report, and if we need it for some accountancy or something, but they are no good. They're no good for the environment if you print them. So we were looking at apps, and here I'm just showing you what in general is available for us. And this droid is it doesn't symbolize a chatbot. It really symbolizes whatever which we can do with web API. So we were just brainstorming about model-driven app, then Canvas app. Of course, if it's a field service clean thing, which I forgot to mention in the beginning, this case is interesting because it's not like we use we have sales, field service, marketing, case management, customer service, and this is a pure Power Apps business case because it's not strictly a field service. Any of those engineers, like a Han Solo or Chewbacca, they aren't a part of Jabba's company. They are not employed by Jabba. They're just customers. They come, they get their papers and walk away. Okay, so Canvas apps wouldn't work, I think. They're mostly for internal users. And what is left is Portal, right? But Portal is it cannot go offline. So it's no use for engineers. They could have a portal on the phone, but if they're offline somewhere in premises where nothing is available, including internet, then there's no use to the portal for the portal. So then Jabba came back, and what he said, it just said, "Oh, we guys, no, he was away for sometimes, like sometimes 2 weeks maybe. We almost forgot about him, and then he just said, oh, how about the AI? We want AI. We just brainstormed with guys and decided we need an AI, like badly, like on top of Power BI, and we're just like, if I hear AI, okay, there's something flashes inside my head and tells me one word. Who knows this word? Tells me data. Okay. AI is always about data.
Yep.
Okay. So Guy wants to do some tricky things. He basically says, oh, but I want my checklist to be a super cool checklist. I want to actually them to be smart. I want to include only items, or the firstly include those items with a priority which are actually potentially for the faulty parts first, and do some tricky stuff, which you said, how did you understand Jabba's requirements? And yeah, it wasn't easy. So maybe I didn't. What I did understand, and I understood it clear after he mentioned AI, where's your data or how you call it? And yes, there is some data which he owns, which is in his engineering system, and then he produces some kind of extract from this, and he does some mind job on his processing. Somehow he generates these PDFs, but does he capture feedback data? With this paper thing, there is no way for him to do this, right? And the second question is how this feedback data should look like. And that was my mistake. There was a thing which I didn't get quite right, then I thought it. And that sleepless night, I actually did it. I think I got it at the end. So again, the feedback data, what I call, doesn't belong to Java. it does belong to all those companies which are coming for those templates or lists or forms, right? So those companies may want or may not want to share. Of course, they probably don't want to share all the data, but they may want to share some of it, okay? So the thing which Jabba could really do for his business to improve is a capture feedback. And how I will show you a little bit of portal, and because a feedback is a recent thing, I'm not going to show you the whole form. I'm just going to give you some idea on how it should look like. Okay, you should tell me if you can see my portal. It's a little bit, it's a lot small. I will make it bigger. Sorry, I've got this thing, and yeah, I've done all the inspection work, but I think I didn't show you this other thing, but doesn't matter. So if I go to inspection to edit, yeah, I've got Michael question about generating from the portal, right? I put the button generate, but there's a fake workflow underneath. But I would generate. You can use HTTP flow if you want to. It's really bad, and in the near future you will be able to use actually SDK to update or to do whatever you want with records, and now it's on a preview, so it's not generally available. So you can click this from here to generate the list, and you can click here to leave a feedback. And again, it's probably not going to be per item, but if you're lucky enough, I'm talking business here. I'm talking about how Jabba could potentially transform his business with Power Platform and go away from his paper lists and get some meaningful data into his system. Not that huge system which he doesn't control or doesn't even have API. So he could just capture, he could agree with his customers that they provide some meaningful feedback, and he would just figure out some sort of criteria and then just say, tell me more about the inspection. What happened? How did it go? What happened to you? Did there are some faulty items? Can you tell me what it is? If not, what can you tell me? Okay, so this data would belong to Jabba, not to that company. And then he can go and spin some magic AI or whatever he wants to spin on top of it and make his business better. As I mentioned from the beginning, for us, unfortunately, because we are very young as a business, and there was a dude, he came to Jabba and he offered him some open source AI, and Jabba said that Microsoft platform probably is not good for what he wants to build, and he walked away. Okay, at the very beginning, I told you I started with tools, then I said I will add on top more tools. And now I tell you the same things, but in a different order. And what I really want to tell you, the order matters, and you always start your conversations with data. Where's data? Do you own data? Which part of data do you own? Where data is coming from? All the sources data is coming from, and or where it goes, and then you figure out what's going on and what's happening around data. Then you can naturally figure out what kind of tools are right for you, and then you can utilize all the power of the platform and manage your business better. Yeah, that's basically it. If you have questions, that's good time to ask them. And the other thing I wanted to tell you, this is a QR code to submit your idea, and you would be surprised how powerful is this. And if you think you cannot change anything, and if you're really frustrated with some functionality, something isn't working for you, or you know how to improve, just submit your idea, and Microsoft listen, and Microsoft makes improvements to product, and just be a powerful Jedi. Don't be a frustrated Jabba, or don't be on the dark side. Always be on a right side. And please contribute and make the platform better. This is me. I don't know how long I'm gonna keep this on the screen before I just go and maybe see you guys inside Teams. Let me know when I can close it.
We'll have that on the slide deck that will get shared as well.
Yeah.
So if you want to reach
Okay.
out. But she's pretty easy to find on LinkedIn. So yeah.
I'm very loud. They call it loud. And also the only thing which I really wanted to do and I didn't do is put it in my GitHub, and I will do. If you're interested, I will put the demo and everything on GitHub, and you can I will share it on LinkedIn. Maybe I will come and share it on Meetup, and you can just download the app and play with it. No, thank you very much.
Thank you. Do we have any questions at this point?
My only question will be that if you could flick back to CRM and the images again, just how easy it is to look at it. It's like almost too good to be true.
Do you want to go back to the demo and do you want to play a bit, like, do you want to take control and play with the screen?
Oh, maybe after, maybe that's okay. Maybe I just watch the recording tomorrow when Prashant loads it. Maybe I should do that, and then I can come back to you again, Elena. But thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys for asking questions. It's really I'm glad you maybe learned something from the session. Hopefully,
we did.
Don't be like Jabba, don't be like me. Ask great questions. Try to understand requirements, even if it's Jabba, and then he speaks something you really don't know what he's talking about, and he doesn't know what he's talking about, in fact. So yeah.
Is that where Andrew steps in? Is a bit of the C3PO look with the shiny dare I say the shiny head? Sorry, Andrew.
Yeah, and Andrew actually helps a lot, but sometimes we both are on the dark side in terms of being frustrated a bit. The people, there's a big frustration around people don't understanding the importance of common data service and some other things, and they want just to plug tools to the Excel files.
Yeah.
And we had a couple of prospects like this of saying, oh, we want to build this massive app which can be plugged to Excel. And we're just like, no, that's not how you do this.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's what you need a translator to translate the speak and get it to reconvince them.
Yeah, I think I need a little bit of Jedi training.
Jedi mind trick going on there, I think, perhaps.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like how you narrated the story.
Thanks a lot. You've got slides, and as I said, I will try. Just for me, it's a matter of downloading to GitHub, then you can play. But go play with in CRM, all those images and files there, and it's really easy. It's truly easy, and you can use it with Power Automate. And
sure, we will.
Okay.
If there's no question, we might wrap up.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Lena, for taking us through this. I will definitely try it and go and search on GitHub. We will post the slide deck and the video on the user group website. We will also post it in the meetup discussion, so you can go and have a look later, share around with your friends and colleagues. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining us tonight.
Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, thanks, Elena. Thanks, Andrew. Thanks, Prashant.
Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.